everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cruising Israel. I'm your host, Natalie.
And I'm Max.
In honor of the Jewish New Year, Max, Rosh Hashanah.
Yes, 5779.
Wow, can't believe you know that, Max. I decided to reminisce on all of the fun times that we had this past year. We explored many new cities that I've never been to, new cultures, new flavors. So why don't we just show that today?
Cool, sounds great. We're going to take a look back at some old clips now.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Today, people from many different backgrounds are calling Jerusalem home, and this diversity has had a major impact on the cuisines here in the city. Right now, we're here in the Machane Yehuda Shuk, the biggest market in Jerusalem, to sample the different kind of treats, including some of the classic Israeli favorites.
Our first stop is one of the oldest bakeries in the market, Haba Bakery.
Wow, this place is just becoming more and more packed. You can't even move.
As you can see, people don't just come for the fresh breads. They come for Hazan and Sion, a Jew and an Arab who have been working side by side at the bakery for almost 4 decades. Their friendship continues to be the soul of the bakery to this very day. The fresh bread is topped with olive oil and sprinkled with za'atar, a popular Middle Eastern spice.
Wow. Just several months ago, they opened the Knafe of Jerusalem, which is called Jerusalem Knafe.
So what we're going to eat is the flour that looks like hair, and then the cheese goes on top. What kind of cheese is it?
This is a mixture of cow cheese and goat cheese, but it has a very sweet taste.
Okay, so we want 1 knafe, please. Let's dig in. Wow, so warm and fresh. This has to be eaten fresh. When the sun goes down and the shop owners are closing up and calling it a day, it doesn't mean that it's time to go home. Several spots are actually just opening up in anticipation of a busy evening that goes on late into the night. Graffiti art begins to appear at every corner, and cushions and blankets are thrown over vegetable stands for seating, while a young, diverse crowd begins to make their way for a fun-filled night. Whether you want to order up a complex and sophisticated cocktail, sip on some wine, or enjoy a wide range of Israeli craft beers, you can find it all here. So don't let this Middle Eastern market fool you, because here in Jerusalem, the locals know how to keep the party alive all night long. Marketplace is a very common phenomenon here in Israel, and today we're going to take you to the most popular and well-known one in Tel Aviv, Shuk HaCarmel.
So we're going to go now to Junam, which is a Carmel market variation of a Turkish food called lahmacun.
Lahmacun, that's fun to say.
Hi.
Hi.
Can we have Junam kalabasa, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow, that looks amazing.
It's like heaven. She really spoiled us.
Yes. Amazing.
All right, we have arrived, finally.
Yes.
Okay, so we want 1 burika, right?
Yeah. 1 burika, please, Shai Chai.
So what's he putting in there?
Inside you have egg, mashed potato, lamb all together. You want with lamb or not?
No lamb
no
today.
lamb. Thank you. Wow. Another messy dish.
Yeah.
What a genius idea to put an egg into the deep fryer. More and more South American flavors are making their way to the market as well, like these arepas, which hail from the Venezuelan kitchen. And it's ready. Thank you.
So the last place I want to take you is Hamalabiya. It's time for dessert, and I can't think of a better one.
Hamalabiya is home to none other than Israel's favorite traditional dessert, malabi. Let's dig in. So I want to get
everything in one bite. The syrup, the coconut, and the nuts. Although the city of Nazareth is known for being one of the holiest sites worldwide for Christians, its colorful food scene can't be missed. The locals have roots and recipes that date back centuries, and today we're going to explore this legacy with a culinary expert. So, tell me, what is the first stop on our tour?
We're going to Mahroum family, Mahroum Sweets, kind of the opening gate to Nazareth. They've been making sweets since 1890.
Which should we try first? They both look
So let's
good.
start with the knafe because that's the warm one.
You said you have to eat this fresh.
Yes, you have to eat this fresh. It's made out of 3 very basic ingredients. One of them is the jibin, right, which is the cheese. Above it is kadaif, which is angel hair, and above everything you put pistachios usually.
Wow, it's so good. This is going to be a good bite. I love this.
It's good.
So amazing. Where are we going to next?
So the next place we're going to is called Diwan Al Saraya, with Abu Ashraf, the owner, making another sweet called Katayef. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice and warm. Get that filling. Lots of cinnamon.
So I know we said we're all about sweets today, but we have to visit Tishrin.
Great. All right, let's dig in.
Yes.
Wow, this is really good. The chicken is like tender and soft. This is way better than it looks. Wow, this is exciting right now. Sorry guys, you guys are gonna eat in 3 seconds. Everyone's watching us eating and I know that they're jealous. One of the beauties of Tel Aviv is discovering the different neighborhoods within the city. They're all so different from one another, each with its own unique character and story. And today we're gonna meet up with a local tour guide who's gonna show us around the Yemenite Quarter. Now, I live in Tel Aviv for quite a few years now, and the Kerem HaTemanim, which is the Yemenite Quarter, I found that it's a place where you could find the most authentic spices and Yemenite foods, and the market is here.
The Yemenite Quarter, which was founded over a century ago by Yemenite immigrants, is rich with history and authenticity. While walking around, you'll find a large selection of timeless small restaurants making home-style food still run by an older generation, as well as store owners selling authentic Yemenite goods. The neighborhood is continuously seeing young and new faces making their way into the city, with trendy cafes and bars popping up at every corner. This also led to its booming real estate, making apartments pretty pricey. Although an influx of foreign immigrants have purchased some homes and renovated them inside and out, most of the homes are historic. Walking through the neighborhood, the streets have a timeless feel.
The next place over here that you'll be seeing is the Khamis Place, which is a tiny little restaurant that she runs for many, many years.
Wow, this looks great.
And now you need to add, do you eat spicy?
Yes, I do. Is it traditionally eaten with fork and knife or
as you
your
wish.
hands?
Dip it in.
We stopped at a restaurant that's been open for 43 years, serving homemade soups and other traditional Yemenite dishes.
It seems like the restaurants here in this neighborhood really care about quality over anything else.
If you haven't already heard, Tel Aviv is among the top vegan-friendly cities in the world, which is creating quite a buzz. Tourists hailing from all over the world are flocking to the vegan capital of Israel, just as the country has found itself in the midst of its own vegan revolution.
So Tel Aviv is one of the top vegan destinations in the world today. And we're going to try to give you a nice taste of why. We have some of the best restaurants, the best chefs, and the best dishes. And we're going to have an amazing culinary adventure. We're entering now Meshek Barzilai in the entrance to Neve Tzedek neighborhood.
Okay, I'm starving, so I'm digging in.
Betavon, bon appetit.
I'm gonna start with this.
The chef brought out a delicious eggplant and pepper terrine stuffed with cheese and pesto, as well as a vegan cheese platter and a delicious veggie burger.
That's for you. Wow, that is just packed with flavor.
Amazing.
So this next place that we're going to is a Persian vegan restaurant, right?
Yeah, it's super interesting. It's run by a Persian family and it's really innovative. The dishes here are some of the best you will ever have in the vegan culinary world.
Wow.
We started out with the caprese salad with vegan ricotta and fresh veggies. As delicious as that was, the cauliflower gundi took it to a whole other level. The traditional Persian dish is a soup that consists of meatballs and chickpea flour. But the chef included his own personal spin on it by grinding cauliflower, chickpeas, and other veggies.
So we're now at Jela, the first 100% vegan ice cream place in Israel. We're going to have some soy almond milk based ice creams.
Wow. You're really enjoying that, huh?
Yeah, taste it.
Whoa. Yum. I like mine better though.
I like mine better.
Great.
So, although Israel is indeed the land of milk and honey, many choose to make it an almond milk and date honey.
I absolutely love filming food tours. I mean, they're so much fun. What better way to get to know a city, I always say, than through its food, through its flavors.
Very true.
You know, spices. So that was a lot of
So-
fun. And it made me hungry.
Yeah, watching those clips made me a little hungry too. So
Another thing that we've done a lot on the show is just walking tours without the food. Historical tours, you know.
that's true. We
exploring.
have done a lot of those. I remember very vividly carrying the camera. So we're gonna look back on some of those too.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The city of Akko has the longest and richest history in Israel. It all began 5,000 years ago. Its beginning was in Tel Akko, more commonly known as Napoleon Hill.
This place right here is where the city was established 5,000 years ago, called Tel el-Fukhar in Arabic or Tel Akko in Hebrew. Tel el-Fukhar means the tell of pottery, because you walk around and you see pottery all over the place.
Tel Akko is currently being excavated by teams of experts from Haifa University and Penn State.
The tell has been excavated since the 70s, actually. This is the only place where they're excavating now, hoping to find more and more details about Akko today.
We began to make our way into the entrance of the old city via a gate which, while technically is 211 years old, happens to be the newest in town. But for those who know the history of this gate, its site can conjure up some grim images.
Built by somebody called Ahmed Basha al-Jazzar. That last word is a nickname, meaning the butcher. He was a very nice guy.
Where does that nickname come from?
All the killing he's done. What you see up here is something called a hanging beam. So they would be greeted by these hanging bodies, dead, here. Basically saying, in a way, hey guys, welcome to the city of Akko. If you don't behave, you're gonna end up here. Enjoy your stay.
This vicious act of barbarity gave a second thought to anyone thinking of rebelling.
This would be 1,000 years ago, the gate into the Middle East. And you can of course see the mosque, the big mosque, Al-Jazzar Mosque, which is actually the second most important mosque within the Green Line today in Israel. Mainly because inside the mosque there is a glass vial with a lock of hair in it, said to have come from Prophet Muhammad himself.
Since the creation of Israel, this tiny country has been thriving and defying all odds. And while today it may be amongst the most innovative countries in the world, it comes from quite humble beginnings.
After Israel's independence, this new country found itself in need to manage what was then a very uncivilized land. Much of Israel was infertile and barren. This resulted in the creation of settlement groups living in a communal arrangement, which was given the Hebrew name kibbutz.
So what exactly is a kibbutz? Well, for starters, it's something completely unique to Israel, with members being drawn in by the pursuit of creating a utopian lifestyle.
At the time, participants all shared the same dream of living in a collective community based on equality. Kibbutznikim, or kibbutz members, were assigned jobs in order to staff every daily function, from working the fields to cooking in the dining halls.
Supreme value here is work. Work, work, work. If you don't work, you cannot live on this kibbutz, and you can see it in every aspect of the kibbutz, especially in the plastic factory. That's where we're doing most of our income here. This is the center of the kibbutz. And those buildings are the first buildings of the kibbutz, established in 1949, and now we're heading towards the laundry.
The laundry room.
Now, if you think kibbutz members do their own laundry, think again. Everyone's clothing gets washed together, and all they have to do is to make sure they divide their clothing into the proper section.
Blankets thick and thin, rugs, even underwear. You have your own section for underwear.
Now, although many aspects of the traditional kibbutz lifestyle are still embraced here at Magan Michael, they've done away with one of the most notorious and unconventional. The children used to live all together, separated from their parents, in an arrangement most would find quite bizarre.
Imagine 21 children, aged 6 to 12, live here, sleep in the same room together.
Wow, what a madhouse.
That was the school, that was the classroom. We also used to have a dining room.
So they would study here, sleep here,
shower here,
everything.
Everything. We are now at the kibbutz parking lot. It might look like any other parking lot you know.
Yes.
But if you will see on the sides of the cars, there are numbers. If you want to go somewhere, you just put it through the software, through the computer, and you order your car from what time to until what time you want to return it, and you go off wherever you like.
Oh, and the best part is the kibbutz is situated right on the Mediterranean coastline. Just a few minute walk and you're at the beach.
Some people choose to explore a new city by tasting its food, and some people do it by sightseeing. But today, the new trend that's taking over the world by storm is discovering its urban art scene. So today we're going to meet up with a professional guide to show us the art-filled streets of Jerusalem.
While Jerusalem may be the oldest city in the world, its spirit is still young at heart. Within the alleyways of Jerusalem, you'll find vivid bursts of color created by street artists inspired by the fascinating city around them.
Graffiti can range from simple scribbles on the wall to really elaborate masterpieces, right?
Right.
So what are we going to see today?
We're going to see everything in between. So I actually really want us to take a look here and see this piece.
Wow, I love this.
Yeah.
This was all done by one artist?
Yeah, it's actually the same artist. And actually an interesting fact that he did the bottom part when he felt one thing and he did the upper part when he felt another thing. So we can see a combination of a process he had.
Wow.
So the next piece I want to show you is this one. You see what it says beneath it? You see the... Perfect.
It's a quote in the Bible.
Right, and you love
your neighbor like you would love yourself.
I think it's actually sort of making fun of like religious Orthodox Jews, of saying, for sure you have it in your own society, and the Bible says and you should love your neighbor just like you love yourself. Don't be so tough with gays and so on. Let's go, let's go.
Oh my gosh, this one is crossing the street like a true Israeli. This is a really beautiful piece. It's probably one of my favorites. It's so colorful.
Yeah, and also if you think about it, we're on a main street. This piece was done illegally, and it takes a while to make this piece. It takes a lot of courage to do something like that as well. And what I really like about this artist is that he's really spiritual. So he puts like the basic Jerusalem and so on, but above that there's so much spirituality.
Yeah. Today we're going to take you on a historical journey to the days of the First Temple, where we're not only going to learn about, but actually see where it all began.
Naturally, we're standing at the most important place in the world. If it comes to Jerusalem, for those who want to visit Jerusalem, they have to come here. And in the Bible, it says David took the stronghold of Zion and he called it the city of David.
From this vantage point, you can see a panoramic view of the city, including the Kidron Valley, the Temple Mount, and various significant sites mentioned in the Bible.
Natalie, you won't believe it, but this was a parking lot 10 years ago.
Wow.
And
in Jerusalem, we find so many treasures under a parking lot. It's insane.
So what you see here are different time civilizations. We have First Temple period, Second Temple period. And what you see, the mosaic there stretching over, was Jerusalem after the Second Temple destruction. We have the story, the Hanukkah story here of the Greeks that built a massive building called an Akra. And then we also found a palace structure of Queen Helene over there. You're standing on the road that leads from the Siloam Pool to Temple Mount. This is the road, the final ascent to the temple that every pilgrim had to walk. And we've learned so much about the civilization in those days.
So you said surrounding this road they found remains of shops and homes that were just right here?
Correct. On the right side and to the left.
I wonder what kind of things they sold at these stores.
I can only imagine.
Okay, so tell me where we are now.
Around about 12 years ago, we had our visitor center built right on top of where we're standing. And Eilat Mazar, one of the big archaeologists here in Israel, came to us and she said, I think you guys built your visitor center right on top of the palace of King David.
Oh, without knowing. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
But then we told her we dug here and we didn't find anything. So she said you didn't dig deep enough. And then we started to dig again. This is what we found.
This location is directly in between the Old City and the Temple Mount, which explains why it made perfect sense to build the citadel here.
Folks, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Cruising Israel. We love that you stopped to watch with us.
Don't forget to catch us next time as we cruise the country and show you the best Israel has to offer.
Bye.